Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. I am your host, Bill Miller. Welcome to the 6th installment of our Top 500 Pre-Code Horror Comics. Issue number 7 from December of 1940 of publisher Prize Comics' flagship title, Prize Comics, introduced writer-artist Dick Briefer's 8-page feature, New Adventures of Frankenstein, an updated version of novelist Mary Shelley's much-adapted Frankenstein's Monster. Called America's first ongoing comic book series to fall squarely within the horror genre by historian Don Markstein, and the first real horror series by horror comics historian Lawrence Watt Evans, the feature ran through Prize Comics number 52 in April of 1945 before becoming a humor series and then being revived in horrific form in the series of Frankenstein, numbers 18 through 33, March of 1952 through November of 1954. Gilberton Publications' 60-page classic comics number 12 in June of 1943 adapted Washington Irving's short story The Legend of Sleepy Hollow as a backup feature to Irving's Rip Van Winkle in a package titled Rip Van Winkle and the Headless Horseman. The next issue, Classic Comics number 13 in August of 1943, adapted Robert Louis Stevenson's horror novella Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde as the full-length story Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, making it the earliest known dedicated horror comic book. First, the rules. The comics had to have been published prior to carrying the Comics Code Authority seal, and the title had to primarily be a horror title. Some of the eligible titles are from other genres, but they switch to a horror context for a period of time. Lastly, these are not necessarily either the most popular or the most expensive horror books. They are simply the best horror comic book covers, in my humble opinion. It was extremely challenging to rank numbers 400 to 381, but I learned a ton and it was a pleasure to make these videos. I made a series of 25 videos with 20 entries in each one, so please join me for the next 20 covers as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comic book covers. Alright, starting off our list at number 400, we have Adventures into the Unknown, issue 24, from ACG, published in October of 1951. Cover art chores handled by Ken Bald. Row, row, row your boat gently in a swamp? No thank you. Creeping up at number 399 is Marvel Tales, issue number 105, from Atlas/Marvel, out in February of 1952. Cover art duties handled by Russ Heath. A woman in a red dress looking on in panic as a frightened gentleman is captured within a giant web, anticipating getting up close and personal with a huge spider. At number 398 is Adventures into the Unknown, issue number 32, from ACG, hitting the stands in June of 1952. The cover artist is Ken Bald. A blonde in a red dress is being menaced by an incredibly rendered plant creature. Haunting us at number 397 is Marvel Tales, issue number 117, from Atlas/Marvel, published in August of 1953. The cover art is by Bill Everett. Beautiful purples throughout this image as an armed fella encounters a slavering beast. Will he be able to squeeze off a rifle shot in time? At number 396 is Astonishing, issue number 9, also from Atlas/Marvel, hitting the stands in February of 1952. The cover art was handled by Russ Heath. A woman in a red dress, a spooky zombie, and a splash of lightning in the background make this cover stand out. Spooking us at number 395 is Out of Night, issue number 4, from ACG, hitting the shelves in September of 1952. The cover artist is Ken Bald. We have a witch locked in mortal combat with a vampire in the foreground and bats circling in a wonderfully sketchy background. At number 394 is Forbidden Worlds, issue number 8, also from ACG, produced in August of 1952. The cover art chores handled by Ken Bald. I'm a sucker for witch doctor covers, and this one certainly fits the bill. Stabbing away at number 393 is Weird Mysteries, issue number 3, from Stanley Morse, out in February of 1953. The cover artist is Bernard Bailey. A gruesome severed head cover by one of the PCH masters. Screaming away at number 392 is Mysterious Adventures, issue number 20, from Story Comics, hitting the stands in June of 1954. Unfortunately, we do not know the cover artist. This image checks the box for two types of PCH collectors, those that collect skeleton covers and those that collect electric chair covers. At number 391 is Crypt of Terror, issue number 17, from EC Comics, published in May of 1950. Cover art duties handled by Johnny Craig. A classic image that tickles the fancy of many a collector of werewolf covers. Frightening us at 390 is Marvel Tales, issue number 111, from Atlas/Marvel, produced in February of 1953. Cover art by Bill Everett. Lustrous, dark, rich colors with a creepy monster and a horde of skeletons in the mine car. At number 389, we have This Magazine is Haunted, issue number 17, from Charlton, produced in May of 1954. The cover art is by Steve Ditko. A purple-browed fella and a lovely blonde scream in terror on a cover that screams Ditko. Scaring us into number 388 is Out of Night, issue number 3, from ACG, published in July of 1952. The cover artist is Ken Bald. A classic Jekyll and Hyde cover by one of the era's most underappreciated artists. At number 387 is Beware Terror Tales, issue number 3, from Fawcett, out in September of 1952. The cover art is by Bernard Bailey. A giant hooded fiend seems to be collecting a few snacks to hold him over until dinner. Fleeing into number 386 is Mystic, issue number 8, from Atlas/Marvel, published in May of 1952. We're not certain, but the cover artist is believed to be Carl Burgos. You can sense the fear within this poor soul as a beast attempts to drag him underwater. Slashing into number 385 is The Unseen, issue number 13, from Pines, out in February of 1954. The cover artist is Alex Taub. Save for the skeletal remains, the tattered clothing, and the creepy smiles, a romantic cover indeed. At number 384 is Voodoo, issue number 2, from Farrell, published in July of 1952. Yet again, we do not know the cover artist. A woman in a red dress is attempting to flee a pack of ghouls who have already managed to subdue her friend. Chopping away at number 383 is Tales of Horror, issue number 7, from Toby, hitting the shelves in October of 1953. The cover artist is Howard Rosenberger. A huge dragon-like creature, an incredible lighthouse, and an absolutely brilliant set of colors grace this cover. Spiriting in at number 382 is Out of Night, issue number 8, from ACG, hitting the stands in May of 1953. The cover art is by Ken Bald. A blonde in a red dress is close to meeting her maker at the hands of a frigid ghost of a Native American warrior. And crawling in at number 381 is Strange Terrors, issue number 3, from St. John, produced in October of 1952. George Mayerix is the cover artist. Simple, yet an effective and attractive painted cover. And that will do it for numbers 400 through 381, as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comics. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got to see some books you either haven't seen before or haven't seen in quite some time. Please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. Do I have some ranked too high or too low? Or there's some that should have made the list at all? I'd love to hear your feedback, and don't forget to join me for the next installment as we count down numbers 380 through 361.